The moment you reached for your phone before you reached for your own thoughts, the day was already lost. Not because the day was hard, because you surrendered it before it began. Marcus Aurelius wrote his meditations before sunrise. Not because he had time, because he made time. He was the most powerful man in the world, and he chose to spend his first waking minutes not on empire, but on his own mind. Ask yourself the hard questions. What did you do with your first 5 minutes this morning? Did you train your thoughts, or did you let the world flood your mind with noise? The Stoics didn't believe in morning routines for productivity. They believed in them for identity. Every morning is a vote. You either vote for the person you want to become, or the person you're trying to escape. This is not about optimization, not for vanity, for capacity. 5 Stoic habits, practiced before the world reaches you. They make discipline not something you force, but something you are. Number 1. Silence before the world speaks. The Stoics called this prosoche, attention, not meditation, not wellness. Attention, the practice of controlling what enters your mind before anyone else does. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." But when does that suffering begin? The moment you let someone else's voice replace your own. The notification, the headline, the inbox. Strong people guard their first 5 minutes like a fortress, not because they're hiding, because they're preparing. Here is the practice. Wake up. Do not reach for anything. Sit, breathe. For 5 minutes, let no external voice enter your mind. Not a podcast, not music, not a screen, just you and your thoughts. Most people cannot do this. That is the point. The discomfort you feel in silence is the weakness leaving. Weakness retreats from difficulty. Strength steps toward it. Number 2. Name what you control. Epictetus built his entire philosophy on one distinction. Some things are within your control. Some things are not. Your morning is where you prove you know the difference. Here is the practice. After your silence, ask yourself one question. What do I control today? Not what you hope, not what you want, what you control. You do not control the traffic. You do not control what your boss says. You do not control the weather, the algorithm, or other people's opinions. You control your response. You control your effort. You control your attention. Write it down. 3 things, not 10. 3. The Stoics understood that clarity comes from constraint, not abundance. 3 things you control. Name them. Commit to them. Let the rest go. Most people carry the weight of 100 things they cannot change and wonder why they feel powerless. The Stoic morning strips that weight away, not by pretending problems don't exist, by refusing to carry what was never yours to hold. Number 3. The cold voluntary discomfort. This is the habit that separates the curious from the committed. The Stoics called it ascesis, voluntary hardship, not suffering for its own sake, training for the moments when hardship is not voluntary. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Here is the practice. Choose one act of physical discomfort each morning. A cold shower, a walk in the cold without a jacket. A stretch held 30 seconds past comfort. Something small, something voluntary, something that makes you want to stop, and you don't. Why? Because every time you choose discomfort, you prove to yourself that comfort is not your master. You are not the person who avoids what is hard. You are the person who walks toward it. Every private promise you keep or break shapes your identity at the deepest level. Real self-respect is built in the dark, in the cold, in the moments no one sees. This is not about suffering. This is about proof. Proof that your will is stronger than your comfort. And that proof compounds. Number 4. The premeditation of difficulty. Seneca practiced what he called premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. Every morning, he would imagine the worst that could happen that day. Not to be anxious, to be ready. Here is the practice. Before you leave your morning space, ask yourself, what could go wrong today? Not to worry, to prepare. Imagine the difficult conversation. Imagine the rejection. Imagine the failure. Then ask, if that happens, how will I respond? The Stoics understood something most people never learn. Fear does not come from difficulty. Fear comes from surprise. When you have already faced the difficulty in your mind, it loses its power over you. Weakness is surprised by hard things. Strength has already met them. This is not pessimism. This is architecture. You are building a mind that cannot be shaken, because it has already felt the earthquake and chose to stand. Number 5. Commit to one deliberate act. The final Stoic morning habit is the simplest and the most ignored. Choose one thing, one act of deliberate excellence. Not a to-do list, not a productivity system. One thing you will do today that matters. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Here is the practice. Before your morning ends, name one action that aligns with the person you want to become. Not what you should do, what the strongest version of you would do. Then do it, not perfectly, deliberately. The world will spend the rest of your day pulling you toward reaction, toward other people's priorities, toward noise. This one deliberate act is your anchor, the thing you chose, not the thing that chose you. Strong people don't have more willpower than everyone else. They have fewer things competing for it. One act, chosen in the morning, executed before the day steals it. 5 habits: silence, control, discomfort, premeditation, deliberate action, not a checklist, a construction. Every morning, you are either building the person you want to become, or you are letting someone else's priorities build it for you. The Stoics didn't practice these habits to feel productive. They practiced them to become unshakable, to build a mind that no circumstance could break. Not because they were special, because they were deliberate. Your ability to communicate is a direct reflection of your internal clarity, and clarity is not found. Clarity is built in the first hour, before the world speaks. Strength is not inherited. It's constructed one small, deliberate choice at a time. Start today, not tomorrow, not when it's easier, not when you feel ready. You will never feel ready. That is the test. Begin the construction now. Choose to stay capable.